Let's go ahead and get it started, Smooth.
All right. Oh, yeah.
I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop.
Jesus, the notorious just. Please us with your lyrical thesis. We just chillin', milk 'em, top billin', silkin', pure linen, vegan, little seeds, Malibu sea breeze, dawn bees, palm trees, cats named Pablo, and lives out Diablo, the williest, bitches be the silliest. The more I smoke, the smaller the city gets. Room 112, where the players dwell, and stats for cats and Berfadel. Inhale, makes feel good like Tony. Pick up in your little nice Moni. Yeah, she don't know me, but she's setting up the blow me. Yeah, try to style sliding off with her home. Yeah, Escada, player, safe version, game so tight, they call it version. Oh, I need to know. DJ J Smooth.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What
All right,
up?
welcome everyone. Hey, what's going on, Jadrian? All right, welcome everyone. Good evening and welcome to the Real Change Show. It's our weekly show. Basically, we talk about three things, and the show we talk about a few things actually, but the show is created to empower people, to influence mindsets, and to change the culture basically, and influence the culture. This week it's a weekly show. Basically, we talk about real life issues and allow everyone to interact with us in real time, comment and give your opinion and your feedback as well. The show airs every Wednesday at 9 o'clock. So Wednesday at 9 o'clock Eastern time. Definitely tune in. We want to thank everyone that's tuning in tonight. And Blab is basically a very intuitive platform. So it allows you to interact with us. It allows you to type questions in the chat room. You have the ability to call in, jump in the hot seat. We'll want you guys to do that a little later on in the show as well. So make sure that you are definitely, if you want to interact, please interact with us. And then also, you'll see those two hands at the bottom. Make sure that you give props. If you hear something that you like, go ahead and give props to that, to anybody that you hear, and you're really liking something. So give props, don't be shy, everyone. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and start with the intros, and we can start with DJ Smooth.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm your favorite DJ. Go by the name of DJ J Smooth, graduate of the Valdosta State University. You can follow me on social media at DJ J Smooth 82. That's at DJ J Smooth with a V 82.
What up, guys? How y'all doing?
What up?
Hey, what's going on, Byron?
Byron King, graduate of Mississippi State University. Find me on social media at Kings Court 33. That's KINGSCOURT 33.
I'm Jadrian Grimes, like your favorite DJ. I'm a graduate of the Valdosta State University, Valdosta, Georgia. Follow your boy on Twitter at Jadrian Grimes. That's at JADRIENGRIMES.
Yes, sir. And I am Quentin Sanders, graduate of the University of South Florida. You can follow me. That's Go Bulls, USF. You can follow me at OnMyQ. That's at ONMYQUE. So make sure that you follow me. Follow everyone there. We appreciate everybody for tuning in, like I said, and we're going to go ahead and get the show started. So it's very fitting that this show, it kind of lines up with actually our show, basically, and that is Will the Real Man Stand Up is going to be kind of the title of our show, basically, and we'll talk a few things about what it is to be a real man, and we're going to dig into some really deep issues. So I appreciate, like I said, everybody tuning in, and we hope that you guys interact with us as well.
Sure.
So what I want to start with is, it just seems that men are being continually portrayed in a negative light. And let's be honest, we're lacking lot of men in society what we would like them to be. So that's part of what we're going to kind of dig into this evening. And thus we see detrimental activities that are occurring with families, within our youth, where the men aren't there where they should be. And tonight's discussion will be kind of an interactive, open discussion, basically. And we don't want to talk about problems. We also want to talk about solutions as well, and things that we are doing right and that can be done better as well. So we're going to do that too. But we're going to go ahead and jump right in. And so I want to start off with a article that I read, basically. And in the article, it talked about some kids dreamed of being rappers, but I dream of being a father. I don't know if you guys had a chance to check the article out there, but it talked about this person who dreamed of being a father, basically. And audience, if you've read the article or seen the article as well, go ahead and feel free to chime in. But did any of you guys check out the article of I dreamed of being a father?
I peeped a small snippet of a little bit.
I haven't had a chance to check it out.
Okay. All right. So I'll give you kind of a brief synopsis of it, or the long and short. Let's start with this. I had a question, basically, from reading the article. What do you think it takes, or what does it take to be a real man? What does it mean to be a man, in your opinion? We can start with you, Byron.
Basically, first of all, having faith, God-fearing, keeping God is hopefully, which I need to work on, the center of the household. And, that's one thing, keeping your word. To be a man, keeping your word, doing manly chores, and basically just striving to always be positive and uplift people in life, and just to hold your ground and always be supportive and respectful of people. I'm gonna put it in those terms and keep it short and simple.
Okay. Jadrian, what you think, man?
Definitely, man. Agree with a lot of that, Byron. My household, just growing up and becoming a man, that spiritual balance is number one. Definitely being God-fearing. I'm a Christian. I strive to be Christ-like. So that's what I'll speak upon. So having that spiritual balance and being the spiritual rock of your household, and not only your household, but I feel being a leader in our communities, whether that be locally, our neighborhoods around us, people that's our neighbors in our cul-de-sacs, but in our counties and in our cities, in our states, being true examples of what real men should be. If you're married, be a great husband. If you're a father, be an exceptional father. You're a role model to someone. I like to tell people a lot of times when I go out and speak that you always under a microscope, regardless of wherever you go. There's somebody watching you. And there's so many young boys that are out there looking for someone to look up to. And we have a lack thereof of men. So definitely, being spiritual, being a leader in your community, being that leader in your household, being a provider, being able to listen, being a helpmate. That's what a real man, taking advantage of opportunities. I feel like, a lot of times we don't take advantage of real opportunities that's presented in front of us to help ourselves and help our families move forward. Being a real man is being an example to other real men. So right. We go on and on and on, but the basis is definitely that spiritual balance, being that leader of your household. And if you are a husband, being an exceptional role model husband. If you're a father, being an exceptional role model father. So
I agree. You got anything to add?
Let me ask you this then. You said a couple of things, Jadrian, and I want to kind of piggyback off of it. Because you talked about the community as well. Yeah. Where are the real men in the community, would you say?
Real men in our communities, at our local churches. I think some could potentially be, local politicians, our coaches, at Rotary clubs, at country clubs, just throughout our community, firefighters, police officers, corporate individuals. I mean, they're sprinkled out, throughout the community. They're there. We just need more of them. If they're not stepping up, we need them to step up. We all need to come together because the world needs us right now, especially us. If you get my drift.
Right.
So,
right. I understand.
Yeah, sprinkled out throughout the community.
I understand where you're coming from there. Byron, what would you say?
I'm sorry. What I was about to say?
No, I would say, what would you say? The men in the community, where are they?
That's a good question. Where I'm from, there's really no men in the community. In Mississippi, where I'm from, so most of the people in that community are doing drugs or sitting on the corner, drinking a 40 or something, and not doing anything with their life. And I had to move away to further expand opportunities in my life to do better and be better. But if I ever get the opportunity, I will go back into that community and try to reach out to people, because there's a lot of people, they see other people being in the neighborhood, the neighborhood popular person, but they're not doing anything with their life, and they follow along those steps and they think it's the right way. So we don't have that much guidance back where I'm from, and most people, unfortunately, like me, are growing up in a single parent household. So that's something that we definitely need. I don't know if we need some kind of platform to maybe speak to those people and get them to come out. Even if you're not from the neighborhood, maybe somewhere in the surrounding area, to come speak to the people and everything. People who really have a genuine heart and want to uplift people.
Byron, if you don't mind, right quick, Quint. Byron, you said something really profound. A lot of us, we first came together, all of us are from small towns, right? But Byron, you said something so key then, bro, is you from there, but you want to go back. Because what we had to do is move away, and we had to make a way, right? So we got to go back and pour into those guys, the guys that sit on the corner, the guys out there drinking, man. So I think that's really, really, really profound what you just said. And I totally commend you for that. I'm actually on, that's what I want to do. That's what I do. Go back and give back. And we need more brothers like you to step up to the plate, more real men like we were talking about earlier, to go back. We're not the only ones who grew up in small towns and drug-infested neighborhoods and alcohol. We're not the only ones who did that. So if we can get more of us band together, that's why I'm so thankful for this platform, is it'll help spread the word to get more real men on, man. So that's important what you said. We gotta go back, man, and pour into those guys, because who else are they gonna don't look at us?
You're right.
It's very important.
Person we build on from somebody got to take the lead.
Yeah. Right. And I'll say, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. We can hear you.
I'll say this as well. I think that's a great question. Where are our real men in the community? And I'll say this: a lot of times, we can be fooled as to what the media portrays. A lot of drugs, a lot of crime, but it's actually a lot of positive guys that's out there in the trenches. Whether it be a local boys and girls club, whether it be a local church, wherever, but they are there. They're there. Whether they're in the barbershop, they're definitely there. I was blessed to see both sides of it. So I seen for every drug dealer, I had a positive influence in my life as well. Whether it was number one, my father, uncles, football coaches. So they're definitely there. The media doesn't always portray them or highlight the greatness that they do in the community, but it's good to know that they're there, and we need more of that.
Yeah,
I agree, definitely. Just like you said, Jonathan, the media doesn't really do enough. When you watch a lot of media, it's a lot of negativity that it shows. Right. And because of that, you don't really see people that, like football coaches or, sports coaches. A lot of those people aren't getting paid anything. But they're doing something that's huge to give back to their community. And they have kids who don't eat, and they know that come from a troubled household, and they may end up feeding them, or a lot of times you hear stories where they take those kids in and help out, but you don't hear enough of that. I think is the big thing.
Exactly.
Because those, just like you said, they are there. People are in the community, but you don't hear enough of it.
Exactly.
Even more of a reason why we need this platform right here, what we're doing. Even more of a reason.
Right. So I want to switch it up just a little bit, and kind of talk about this because we all kind of hit on it. It's a lot of young men growing up without a father and without a blueprint. Byron talked a little bit about it. What can we do to rectify this issue?
Wow, that's a deep question. You saying basically men growing up without fathers, correct?
Right. So I'm saying men growing up without fathers. I'm saying what can we do as the show, as individuals, however you want to, whatever spin you want to put on it. But basically, what can be done to help young men growing up without a father or children, period.
I think like Chris said in Coming Boss, we need mentoring programs, of course. That would definitely be a big thing to do, a mentoring program, because a lot of times they're normally a reflection of what they see. So if you grow up in a single parent household, a lot of times you think it's acceptable. If your father was missing in your life, you may think it's acceptable not to be in your kid's life. So there's a lot of guidance that kids need, because a lot of times once it's instilled in your head, there's no way. Unfortunately, it can't be taken out of your head. I don't have any kids yet, but I know when I do have kids, I'm going to make sure I'm never leaving them, regardless of what happens or what situation I have, because I know how it feels to not have a father and having a single mom at 16 raising me on her own. So I basically just tell people, and also to avoid that situation, which you can't control at all times, if you're involved or talking to somebody who you already have the signs there that they're not going to be a good father, or they're not even there for you, sometimes you can just, it's not always about that image of having somebody who looks nice or who's making money or who's hot right now. Because if you have a baby by that person and you already know in your mind they're going to leave, you have to be more careful, use protection, or not even be involved with that person. So also you have to be, proactive to certain situations instead of reactive. And a lot of things wouldn't happen in that situation, and kids wouldn't end up in a fatherless home. You can't avoid it at all times, but there's certain steps you can take to ensure that it doesn't happen in some cases.
Absolutely.
Quinn, I'll say this. I'll say this. Last week, when Chris did his motivational moment, it's going to be pretty hard to fix the entire problem. But one thing that we can do, like he mentioned last week, is start with ourselves. You don't have to be a father, but guess what? There's a kid in the neighborhood, single mother. Take them under your wing. Teach them something. Give them different opportunities. Expose them to different things. Mentor him. As they say, it takes a village to raise a community. I think we have to get back to that. Even if the father isn't present, you can be an outstanding uncle. You'll be surprised how many uncles have stepped in as almost that father role and changed someone's life. So I think we need to start small. I definitely am a strong believer when I say it starts at home. So whether it's your kids, teach him up, give him those values so he grows up to be an outstanding young man. Then if you don't have a kid, well, you have a younger cousin, you have a nephew, a kid at the church. It's people out there that's crying out for help, but it's up to us. It starts with us to reach out.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Absolutely. Something I heard Eric, the hip hop preacher, basically, he was talking to some kids, and he said, he grew up without his father. My father wasn't there. And he said his father wasn't there. He said my grandfather was a high school dropout. My father was a high school dropout, and then I dropped out of high school. So when you look at a pattern, just like what Byron was saying, that a lot of times it's a cycle. But what he said was he broke the cycle because he ended up going back to school and ended up getting a degree. And he also talked, about as far as being a father, when you talk about being a real man and being a father, he said things that he experienced, he didn't want his kids to experience. So, he took, just like Byron said earlier, he took his experience and he knew that, what he had to go through, he didn't want his kids to end up having to go through as well. Right. So, that's big.
Break the cycle.
Somebody,
That's it.
Chris just said it. Somebody had to break that generational curse. Man, some of this stuff has been passed down 4, 5, 6, 7 generations. And we all know, we grew up young, we emulated what we saw. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some of the things that we do right now, we emulated what we saw. Now, naturally, we saw a lot of negative stuff, but we also saw some positive stuff as well. That's what we got to do. Like Byron said, the mentor program. Like DJ J Smooth said, be the example. Like, we have to be the example and show you, hey, you can do this. You can come up out of there. You don't have to fall victim of your environment, you know. And then that kid has to own a piece of it as well. You know, we have to do our part, but they have to own a piece and say, you know what, I want to change. I can change.
Right.
And I believe I can change. You know, they got to start speaking that into their life. And once they start speaking into their life, then they'll really start thinking that it can happen, and then action will come behind it. So we own a part, and they have to own a part too. But when we holding each other accountable, that's when that mentoring comes in. You know, that's how we hold each other accountable. You know, we doing what we say we're going to do. That's what accountability is. So great points, fellas. Great point.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'll do this last question because we're running short on time for this topic, but I do want to get this one in. So babies with men who they know won't be there to raise the child, because just like you said, a lot of times it's a cycle, but you know, it takes two to make a baby, not just one. So you know, you see women who have kids with men that already have other kids that they're not doing anything for, or they're not taking care of like they should, and they still have another kid. So what do you think? That's just one more kid that's going to not have a father in their life, or not have that role model in their life that they need.
Yeah, bro, I can go for days. Like, just listening to some of the stories I've heard, you know, it just seems like some get caught up in the cycle. Some think it's something that, you know, I've heard the guy may change. He may, you know, do something different. One day he may be for my child. I love him. I know he loves the child, but he's never here. I'm so in love with him, or whatever. You know, I mean, that we go on and on and on and on with that, man. It's, you know, I don't understand it if you know it and if you see it, you know.
Right.
If you see that, what's been going on fast, you know, that may be a good indication, you know, if you're discerning, right?
Right.
But I think a lot of this comes down, and not to say that spiritual people don't go through stuff. People that are in touch with their spiritual being don't go through stuff. But I think the closer you are to your spiritual being, the more discernment you will develop over time. And that will help you with the process of, okay, should I with this guy? Should I not with this guy? Or what happened?
Right.
I just firmly believe that. You know, the closer you are to your spiritual being, you will develop the gift of discernment, or some piece of discernment over time.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll let you go.
And I think, like I said before, a lot of things it starts at home. If I'll give you a scenario, young girl, mother, father, beautiful family together, right? She sees her dad as a strong man, provider, great values, manly man. And when she sees that, that's truly the first person that she falls in love with. So usually people tend to date whoever their mother or father emulates.
Right.
So the standards are gonna be there. So if you see a guy that, okay, well, he already has kids, he don't take care of his own kids, that's a red flag, or there should be a red flag for the young lady, because she was raised like, no, my father was a stand-up guy. He took care of home, he took care of my mom and myself. So I have standards, I'm gonna pass on this guy. Yeah. You know, I have self-worth and self-love. So I think, you know, it starts at home, and we just gotta have those standards with each other.
That's true. Great statement. Great say. Point, you want to chime in on that before we switch gears?
No, I think DJ Smooth Jonathan, he summed it up pretty much.
Yeah.
It seems like to solve that problem, a young girl, she would need to be able to see that as an example. But had she not seen that as an example, then she accepts that as the norm, that this guy's not taking care of his kids or his family, whatever the case. But if she sees a strong, male figure in her household, then she knows what to look for and what, she'll know that hey, that's not right. That's not how it's supposed to go, and that's not what I need and what I'm looking for. So I agree. He summed it up right there with that point.
I'm not a father, but we say, women can't raise boys, and we need a man to be there to raise a boy. But boy, try growing up in a household and not be a father raising a daughter. I think it's equally important.
Oh yeah.
When you have a daughter in the household, and Quint, you can attest to this, because you have two daughters.
Right.
It's gonna be very, very important that your daughters, they're gonna do what they see. They're gonna go after what they saw daddy did, man.
Right.
Exactly.
I think it's equally important. We kind of have to get out of the mind frame of, okay, a man has to be there to raise the son. Well, a man has to be there to raise that daughter. I think it's
man.
But we'll be on that all night. Let's switch gears a little bit. We can go on with that, man. We really need to find out where everybody's from. That's what we need to do. I see we got some people here jumping in the chat. We got some people watching. We need to find out where everybody's from, man. You agree?
I agree, absolutely. Let's do it.
So everybody that's in the chat, if you logged in through Twitter, what I need you to
where you from?
Let me know where you from. And y'all favorite DJ J Smooth, gonna drop some music. And I'm gonna shout you out when you let us know where you from. Bend, Mississippi, baby. Mississippi. Who else out there?
DJ J Smooth.
Oh, we got quite a few people logged in.
Downtown representative, Polk County, Florida, baby. Hey. Hi.
Good deal. Where You From has been brought to you by Jarboe Enterprises, the premier entertainment company right here in Atlanta. Y'all make sure y'all hit my boy up at DJ J Smooth 82. That's his Facebook. I think that's his Instagram. That's his Twitter. If you need a DJ, make sure y'all hit my boy.
DJ J Smooth.
All right, perfect. So I want to go ahead and jump right in. If we can get somebody, we want to get some callers to call in. We want to jump into our next segment, which is Battle of the Sexes. After Battle of the Sexes, we'll continue our discussion basically on real men. Will the real men please stand up? But we're pitting women and men against each other right now. So I need we need a woman and a man in the hot seat, basically. So we can get some of our callers to call in. We'll pose a separate question for each person. And for this segment, like I said, we need a male and a female to call in. And Jadrian's going to keep score for us.
I'm keeping the tab. So we need one guy. We need one lady to call in to the show. We're going to do Battle of the Sexes. We've been having a lot of fun with this game. I know the first time we did it, it was really fun, very interactive. So we're going to do the same thing tonight. So we need one male, one female to call in. We'll give them a minute or so to dial in. This was real fun the last time, man. We had a good time with this game, bro.
Yeah, I wasn't able to be on the show
That's right.
that time, but I did get to check it out, and that was a good time.
Yeah, we had a good time. So if you want to play Battle of the Sexes, make sure you call in so we can add you in here so you can be online with Quint and I. I'm going to keep score. He's going to ask the question. We're going to let it go. Like we got one person calling in. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing? Oh, it died.
Good.
Oh, I'm doing well.
There we go.
What's your name?
How you doing?
Doing good.
Oh, Brandy.
Brandy,
Brandy, yes, sir.
welcome to the Real Change Show. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you. Oh, it's my pleasure.
Yeah. Looks like we have one more caller. We have your opponent calling in, Brandy. Let's see who we have here. Oh, we got Quinn calling in.
He looks like he's ready.
Oh, perfect.
What's happening, guys?
You look ready. Quinn, you ready?
Ready? Y'all doing all right?
Good.
Good. How you doing?
Doing good.
Welcome to the Real Change Show. Thanks for calling in.
All right, so now I'm gonna
So
pose
as you know, we're gonna get into our game, Battle of the Sexes. We got you, Quinn, if you're gonna go against Brandon. Take it away, Quinn.
All right,
I'm keeping score.
All right, so let's go ahead and get it started. All right. So we're gonna start with you, Quinn.
All right.
Oh, big dude.
What do you call a woman who agrees to have a baby on behalf of another person?
That's easy.
That's what we call a surrogate mother.
Got it. There it is.
Bam.
One for the fellas.
One
the
time
fellas,
for the
Randy.
fellas, Brandon.
You represent for
Okay,
the
Brandon.
Oh,
I'm gonna stay, Brandon.
Okay.
I'm not gonna cheer. I'm gonna stay.
All right, next up is Brandy. So, in the book series Winnie the Pooh, where do all the characters live?
They live in a tree house. They live. They live in a tree. I don't know the answer to that question.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fellas up 1-0. Fellas up 1-0.
1-0.
That was kind of tough. That was kind of tough.
That's a tough one. It's been a long time.
All right, so let's stay on that same theme for fairy tales and children's books. So, Big Quint, name the 7 dwarfs in the children's fairy tale Snow White.
Now they asking him.
All 7?
All 7.
All right, we got Sleepy.
Who?
Sleepy.
Sleepy.
Yeah, Sleepy, Dopey, Sneezy.
Sneezy. All right.
I heard that, so then I wrote that.
Okay. I think it's dying now.
Yeah, I'm down, man.
No. No.
Man.
All right, so we're still up 1-0. We're still up 1-0. Back to you, Brandy.
Okay.
All right.
You ready?
How you getting out there?
Name of the American golfer Tiger Woods. What is the real first name of the American golfer Tiger Woods?
That's a question for Brandon, right?
That's for Brandy. Yep.
Is it Elwood? What is his name? I would say Elwood. I thought it was Elwood.
Close, but no
You
cigar.
close, Brandon. Dang,
Close,
Brandon,
but no
you
cigar.
close. No cigar.
Eldrick is his first name. Eldrick
Fill up,
is
baby.
his first name. So that was real close. All right, back to you, Quint. So, what is Depo Provera?
Depo, that's like birth control.
Oh wow!
I will take that. Yes, sir. That's a contraceptive. Yes, sir.
My boy.
Pull it out in a clutch.
All right, Brandy. That's 2-0.
Brandy, you're up next.
Brandy, I'm rooting for you on this one now. I'm rooting for you.
I'm letting him down.
Let's go.
All right, so I'll go a little easier on you, Brandy.
Okay. Okay.
For be practicing if they were working on their short game.
Oh, what would they be
Wow.
practicing if they were practicing
Yes.
their short game?
Yes.
Oh, that's golf.
Right. Okay. So
Brandy.
that's golf. But what would it be called? What are they doing? What are they doing if they're working on their short game?
Oh, they're putting.
That's it. She got it. All right.
Yeah.
Good
All
job,
right.
Brandy.
She got it. She got it.
I got one.
Score 2-1. Update. 2 for the guys, 1 for the ladies.
All right. Let me get you a good one, Quint. Let's see. When using an eyelash curler, do you apply mascara before or after using it? I'll repeat it. You need me to repeat it?
Yeah, go ahead, man. They put it on after they curl them lashes.
I got it right. He got it right.
He is
Got
good.
it.
You got it right.
What, dude? There we go.
Coming through in the clutch for the fellas.
Yeah.
You got this.
All right, Brandy.
3-1. Yes. Okay.
Back to you. Hopefully this one's kind of easy too. So
You
on the
ready?
TV series, The Simpsons, who are the Simpsons' next door neighbors?
Flanders.
Yeah, she got it
Yeah.
right. She got it right.
Ned Flanders.
It is the Flanders.
Let me find out Ned Flanders your cousin.
It is the Flanders.
Now,
So the score 3 for the guys, 2 for the ladies.
All right. Next up. So back to you, Big Quint. What is the commercial slogan for L'Oreal hair care products? What is the commercial slogan for L'Oreal hair care products?
L'Oreal.
L'Oreal.
Mm. That's a tough one, guys.
You gonna count it down?
L'Oreal.
5, 4, 3,
Maybe it's Maybelline.
2. Oh no.
Maybelline, dog.
No, wrong
I already know, man. L'Oreal, I don't know.
That was a good try,
product.
bro.
Nah.
Good try.
All right.
What was the answer?
The answer is because I'm worth it.
Cause I'm worth it.
Oh.
I got it mixed up too, bro. I didn't.
All right.
Yeah, she didn't even know it.
Brandy, you can tie it up right here, Brandy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right.
So, Brandy, let's go back to sports.
Okay.
So, in baseball, the shortstop covers the infield between which two bases?
Second and third.
She got it right. She got it right.
You sure that's the answer?
That's right.
She getting help.
That's the answer. Second and third base.
So update.
So what's the
Score is 3 for the guys, 3 for the ladies.
Ooh.
All right, so
I break the question.
let's do 2 more questions. Let's do 2 more questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Quint, let's go with you. So where is a premature baby placed after birth so it can be kept at a constant and good temperature? Need me to repeat it?
That's a tough one.
Oh,
Go for it.
that's real tough, man. And the cooler.
He said cooler.
Oh man, you trying to get people in jail?
Oh, I'm sorry. You said premature incubator, man. I'm sorry.
Oh no, man, we gotta go with the first one.
It's the same thing.
Oh, incubator, man. Ain't nobody else.
Same thing. It's cool.
Oh man, come on.
You got a custom temperature, man. My mistake.
He's half a point, man.
Oh man, that's a stretch, man.
That was my mistake, fellas. I was thinking something else.
Oh man, come on, quick.
We didn't get a point.
You the answer.
All right, Brandon.
So Brandy, this one could win it for us.
You can win
this one could win
right
it.
here, Brandon.
All right, this one could win it.
Okay.
For the game?
So,
I thought we had to get 5.
Poker. What do you call a sequence of 5 cards all in the same suit?
What do you call a sequence of 5 cards in the same suit?
Yes.
Who's looking at?
The royal flush.
Wow.
No. Close.
That's part of the answer.
What?
That's part of the answer.
Close, but no cigar.
That was not right.
It's a straight flush.
For the steal. Hey, can I answer for steal?
Straight flush. Oh.
Score still 3-3.
Yes.
All right.
3-3.
All right, Quinn.
So last question.
We'll do 2 more questions then. All right, back to you, Quint.
All right.
How many innings are there in a softball match?
7.
You got it right. You got it right. 7. So the fellas go up. So Brandy, you get this one wrong, you're out. Fellas are up.
Okay.
All right. How many holes are there on a normal golf course?
18.
Oh, she got it right. That put us back tied again, Jadrian?
Tied up, man. We got to have a tie.
Tied up.
All right, so I'll tell you what. For this last one,
Yeah.
whoever answers it first, that's gonna be the winner. We'll go with that. Okay.
Now we're gonna
Whoever
do it.
answers it first.
I gotta
Yep.
look at you. Y'all be ready.
All right, you guys ready? So, how many volts are there in a standard car battery?
12.
12.
Who was it, Quint?
You know what I mean? I got it.
Oh, who it was, dog.
Oh, that's
I
so
didn't see who
mean.
it
It
was.
was so mean.
Who was it?
I didn't see who it was either.
Oh my God.
Wow. Hey, one to take.
All right, we'll do one more. We'll do one more.
One
All
more.
right.
You know what? Y'all just go ahead and give her the trophy. I mean, it's obvious y'all don't want me to win.
No, we're gonna give you one more. So, what index is used on the American share market?
Oh.
Dow Jones.
What'd you say?
What'd you say, Clint?
I said the Dow
You got it.
Jones.
You got it. Fellas, come away with the win. Dow Jones Index is the answer. Dow Jones Index.
Win with the knockout. So Dow Jones, baby.
There you go.
All
Good
right.
job. Good job.
Hey, great.
All right, so I want to thank you for playing. Thank both of you guys for playing. It was a great show. The fellas pulled it out again. That's fitting
Next
on What
time.
Real Men. We end up pulling it out. But I do thank you for playing all the way there from Texas. Absolutely. Great show. You put up a great fight. Almost had him.
Awesome.
Almost had
Almost.
it.
Next time.
Tune
Yep.
in next week, Brandy.
All right.
Hey, I got to give a shout out to Blakely, Georgia. Man, y'all have a good
All
one.
right, you too, man. Appreciate you calling in.
229. Hey, checking in, bro.
For
All
sure.
right, take care, man.
Yes, sir. So, Battle of the Sexes was brought to you by real estate consultant Robin Yant. There's no can't with Yant. So, contact Robin for your home buying inquiries. She can be reached on Twitter at Robin Trout, ROBYNTROUT. There's no can't with Yant, Robin Yant. So, we appreciate her for sponsoring Battle of the Sexes.
Definitely,
We're gonna
definitely.
be-
Robin, awesome. So hopefully we can get Byron back on here in a sec. We'll go to the last segment. Byron, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you good.
Good deal. So let's let's make this the last segment, fellas, before we get ready to get out, before our motivational moment. So there was also another article. I think it was on HuffPost.com. I don't know if y'all had an opportunity to check that out. But the title of it was, speaking from a child support versus relationship perspective, the title of the article was Eliminating Child Support Debt by Improving Relationships. So to kind of give you a synopsis of that, I just read a little bit from the article. So it says, a frequent concern and frustration for many non-custodial fathers is the pain of dealing with high child support payments, limited visitation with their children, apathetic attorneys, and biased family court judges. The most efficient way to eliminate child support debt and increase visitation with your sons and daughters is not with a good lawyer. It is improving your relationship, so as fathers. So in other words, it's saying the most effective way to deal with the biased family court system, instead of having to go to court, deal with lawyers, with the judge, and do all that stuff, is to never appear in court at all. That's the best way. This means that fathers have to sit down with the mothers of their children, come to an agreement on matters of custody, financial support, education, medical care, visitation, without having to appear in front of a family court judge. So basically, in the nutshell, the article is saying, hey, mothers, fathers of children, you shouldn't have to settle this in court. You should be grown enough and mature enough to be able to handle this outside of the court system, right? So Quint, I know you are a father, so you have a certain perspective maybe. Byron, you aren't a father yet. So this is a question that I'm going to start with, and I'm going to jump right in, and hopefully we get a lot of people in the chat group too to kind of respond. I mean, this is open. However you want to respond this way. First question is, why are some women more worried about child support payments opposed to their child having a relationship with his or her father? So why are some women more worried about the actual child support check coming in monthly opposed to their child having a relationship with the father of the child?
Well, I hate to say it this way, but more people are concerned with financially than with the financial aspect and having a child grow up with leadership. Financial seems to be greater than leadership to some women. Of course, not all women, but sometimes, I hate to say it, even men, sometimes people unfortunately see a meal ticket or see an easy way to come up.
Yeah.
So basically, that's how I see it. If you rather have money than have somebody guide your child and spend time with your child and have some kind of leadership and guidance, because only thing it does, like I said, it starts a cycle. Crime, robbing, things of that nature, because you don't have that proper father figure in your life or that guidance. A mother can do that, but I'm just saying it's good to have that father figure there. And some people, like I said, they take financial as being more important than a child having leadership. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's something that they need and they're just money hungry. Some people are like that, unfortunately.
So before you chime in, Quentin says they're bitter and thirsty. Basically, kind of to allude to Byron's point, but BBG652 says, well, what if the mother did want the relationship, as they're sure that most do, but the man wouldn't step up to the plate? So that's a little different issue, right? I mean, that's a different take. If he's not gonna step up to the plate and do his thing, then naturally, right, you want to get that child support. Quinn, you about to say something, Q?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was gonna comment on the comment from at BBG652. So, okay. The mother, wanting that relationship, but the man not stepping up to the plate. And it goes back to what you were saying in the beginning. I think the parent is more important. If we spend as much as we spend in relationship building and counseling that we spent on going to court and having a judge and a lawyer and all of those fees, if we spent that same money on just relationship building between the two parents and even bringing the kid in with a counselor or a family counselor, I think that would be more beneficial than what we're doing currently with our court system. Because, just like I'm saying, I mean, basically the most important thing is that relationship. Yes, you want the father to be there financially. And I think
Yeah.
a lot of fathers would be there more financially if they didn't have such a bitter taste in their mouth with the relationship. And then, you know, you do have some that are just not going to do it. But
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all about
I
the
think it would
child
be better.
at the end of the day, you know.
At the end of the day, right? So basically, we need to keep the child the priority. That's the fundamental priority in the entire equation, right?
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
I agree.
so speaking on that, let's kind of switch gears a little bit and let's go into that courtroom setting, because that's where a lot of these custody battles are happening, in the courtroom, not outside the courtroom, right? So speaking on that, why is it the majority of the time, and this is why is it the majority of the time that the woman is awarded custody of the child in the majority of these custody battles? Why do y'all think the majority of the time it's the woman that's awarded custody?
I think by nature, a woman is a nurturer. You know, it's certain things. You know, I understand it's a father's role is very important, but a mother's role is vital, is essential. They have a bond like no other. You know, that is something that came out her womb. That is a part of her. It's part of him as well, but you know, at the end of the day, a mother will have a bond like no other. I can never have a bond that my wife and my future child will have, because it's just something special that they experience together. So I think in the eyes of, you know, in our society, women are nurturers. So that's why you see the majority of the time that the woman is going to get custody, in my opinion.
Good point.
Good point. Another thing, though, I mean, think about this, though. I hear your point, Jonathan, but think about this. How often do you hear somebody having daddy issues? It's usually always daddy issues and hardly ever mother issues. So I think that father not being there, or, you know, maybe the father being that parent, is just it's equally important. Mothers are nurturing, but it's equally as important for that father, because when the father's not there, that's always what it goes to. You know, my dad wasn't there for me, so I'm doing this, or it led me to do this just because my father isn't there. Now, some people use it as a crutch, but I mean, you know, for a lot of people, that is an issue as well.
It definitely is. But you know, like Jadrian said, I mean, the numbers don't lie. I don't know the full reason why the woman gets custody. A lot of times, the guy doesn't want to be there. He's not a stand-up guy. And that could be a part of it. We as men have to do better as well. Do you even want to be a part of your child's life? I know cousins with and some of their father, the baby's fathers, they're not present and have no desire to be present, and that is a problem. That's a problem.
That's the sad part, bro. I mean, it goes back to the point you made the segment before this one. We have to keep the child as the priority. The child is the fundamental priority. Okay, if the relationship didn't work, it's a part of life. We've all been in relationships that didn't work.
And that child did not ask. The child did not ask to be here. Remember that.
The child did not ask to be here, and we have to step to the plate as men and as women and say, regardless of what we have to do in a positive way, we got to make sure this child, our child, is going to be taken care of. Byron, what you think, man, before we close it out?
To piggyback off of you, you have to put your differences aside. A lot of times, pride ends up ruining a lot of relationships. It ruins a lot of chances for a parent to interact with a child because somebody has too much pride and they don't want to give in. And that's the problem in society, because pride, you can lose somebody over pride. You don't lose somebody over pride, pretty much saying that. And like I said, a child is not their fault. They didn't ask to be brought into this world, so they should not have to suffer.
Right.
And when you think with grown people, they will have some kind of maturity level about them to maybe make things work. And also, I'm going to say this, back to what I said way earlier. Sometimes we're quick to, I say, be involved with somebody, or you really don't get to know them. People can hide colors for years, but I think you can try to, maybe don't be so quick to rush into something that's temporary and end up in a situation. You have a permanent situation with a child. So you may evaluate your choices in life
Good stuff.
to also better the chances of a child having a steady father and a steady relationship there. Parents.
I mean, you got fathers going to jail and they can't, getting their driver's license suspended, not being able to work, that kind of thing, having a record because of not paying child support. So where do you think the father's going to be, and how he's not going to be able to provide financially for you, and two, he's not going to be in the kid's life if he's in jail. So that's my biggest thing of why I really wish child support would go away, and we just spent that same money and effort that we do for the court system and building that relationship with the parents. I mean, that's my take on it. I know we're running short on time, but I really think that's where we need to spend the time and effort and money.
I like that, man. I think it's been, millions and millions of dollars made off of this, thing of child support. And again, I'm not a father, so I'm on one side, but I am one for unifying, coming together for a common cause. And the common cause in this scenario is that boy or that little girl. And I feel like a lot of scenarios can be worked out outside of that courtroom because the natural state of human consciousness is negativity. And a lot of these judges sometimes and lawyers, they're automatically swayed to think that, hey, it needs to go this way or what have you, man. So I think if we get that spiritual balance, and we'll be more apt to work this thing out outside of court. We want to keep that child as a common ground, man. Great segment, guys. Great segment, man. I know we're running short on time, but before we end every show that we do every week, we always have one of our favorite segments, one of all of our favorite segments on the show is called our motivational moments. We do this show to empower people, to motivate people, to inspire people to positive action. So thus we have motivational moments. And this week, our motivational moment is being brought to us by none other, Mr. Byron King. Byron, take it away.
All right. Basically, I'm gonna go sort of what this show is, centered around. Kids growing up in a fatherless household, and maybe bettering themselves when they basically were faced with the odds in certain situations. I just want to basically, if anybody whoever's watching, just tell you, don't limit yourself. Don't listen to what people say, and don't fall into statistics, because statistics show that because you grew up without a father, you don't supposed to be this in life, or you don't supposed to be that. I used the fact that I grew up with a single mom having me at 16, and seeing her cry and us even crying together sometimes to make ends meet. So basically, I just tell anybody, don't make excuses. Look at the 5 people that you are closest to. Whoever the 5 people that you surround yourself with most of the time, it simply is a reflection of who you are, who you are going to be. Wow. So try to surround yourself with positive people.
Awesome.
And also, don't make excuses. If you grow up in a situation that wasn't meant for you to try to make it out of, do whatever you got to do to make it out of the situation. Back to that environment and do better, and maybe uplift that whole environment so other people won't fall in or succumb to the negativity of the environment or the stereotypes.
Good, man.
So never give up. That's all I'm telling people, and just stay focused and stay motivated and keep faith in God on the side.
Good stuff, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like it.
Break the cycle.
All right, very good show tonight, fellas. We appreciate Byron for his motivational moment there. We appreciate everybody who tuned in, who were in the chat. We appreciate our audience for jumping in for Battle of the Sexes there. We had a great segment there as well. We will be back next Wednesday, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, 8 o'clock Central. So make sure you subscribe to the show on Blab. Make sure you like us. You can also catch a replay of the show on YouTube as well. So make sure at therealchangeshow@gmail.com. That's realchangeshow@gmail.com. And also, if you'd like to advertise, it's the same email, realchangeshow@gmail.com. So again, we appreciate everybody tuning in. We appreciate our guests, our contestants. DJ Smooth, take us out.
Great show, fellas.
DJ Smooth. I'm
might be too strung out on compliments, overdose on confidence. Started not to give up and stop fearing the consequence. Drinking every night because we drink to my accomplishments. Hated way too long, I'm floating out of consciousness, and they saying I'm back. I agree with that. I just take my time without it. I still believe in that. I had someone tell me I fell off, who I needed that, and they wanna see me pick that up. Well, where I leave it? Oh yeah. I exaggerated things, now I got it like that. Tuck my napkin in my shirt, cause I'm just smiling like that. You know good and well that you don't want a problem like that. You don't make someone around me care nobody like that. No, don't do it. Please don't do it. Cause it's so thinking and we all go through it. Drizzy got the money, so Drizzy gon' pay it. Those my brothers, I ain't even gotta say it. That's to say it, that's to say it.
Great show, fellas. Great show, fellas.
Great show.
Y'all make it a great night, man.
All right,
Peace out.
sir.
Hey, Smooth, appreciate you. Quint, appreciate you. Byron, appreciate you.
No problem, Jay.
Y'all hold it down.
All right.
We'll holler.
All right.
All right, man.
Great.
Holla. It's your boy.
Yeah.